playing Voodoo Experience?
I've played it since the very first one, so I'm always really happy to be here. This year in particular because the city and the festival are going so well.
So is it kind of like class reunion for you to come back and see people?
Yeah, see, the guys that work here I've known for over a decade now. So it is a little bit of a reunion. Some of them work out of Atlanta, so I just saw a couple of guys I hadn't seen in a while. So that was cool, yeah.
Awesome.
They have a nice family vibe on this group.
Definitely.
Do you have a favorite fest that you've been to out of all the Voodoos?
Out of all the Voodoos, I would say that one of the most powerful memories I ever had was the free one they gave after the flood. That was for the very few people left living in New Orleans and for the rescue and recovery workers. And it was very emotional. The crowd had nothing but music, and that's really all we had to do with ourselves. And so that was very cool. I'm excited about today because it's the opposite end of that spectrum. It's 5 years later, and the city's doing well. My friend John Boutte, who sings the theme song for the Treme series, is coming out to sing with us. My buddy Shamar Allen, who just recorded with R.E.M. and Willie Nelson and plays with Cowboy Jr., he's coming out to sing and play. And Craig Klein from Bonarama is here, and Alex McMurray and Washboard Chaz, and Matt Bryan from the Tin Men are here. My old friend from Cowboy My Son Ketlo's here, and Debbie Davis from the Fister Sisters. So they're all playing in my band, and we're all going to take turns singing, and we're all going to celebrate this beautiful day, this beautiful Voodoo Fest, and this beautiful time in New Orleans. Thank you, baby.
So you've worked with so many various musicians throughout your career. Is there anybody that you haven't worked with yet that you would love to work with?
Willie Nelson, the first one I would say. He's to me the ideal, the American ideal as a songwriter. As a very generous performer, as an activist for human rights, for the rights of citizens of this country. He's a beautiful cat, and what he's done with his popularity. I don't know what he's like as a person. I heard he's lovely. Shamar works with him. But, yeah, I'd love to work with him.
Farm Aid is his, right?
Farm Aid is his, yes. Farm Aid was a very interesting thing. He has an interview on a documentary that was done about him where he says, how did Farm Aid come about? And Willie answers, well, he said, how did you wind up investigated by the IRS? And Willie said, well, I was doing this thing called Farm Aid to help the farmers who were getting subsidized out of business. About 2 years after it happened, because so many people wanted to help, the government contacted me. They said they didn't want me to do it anymore. And I said, well, I'm going to keep on helping people. And next thing I knew, I got a call from the IRS. But it didn't stop him, And when the IRS took all this stuff, his neighbors and friends came out and bought it at auction and gave it back to him, So I just think he's an incredibly talented cat. He worked with Wynton Marsalis. I'm not quite in the same league as Wynton, but you never know, one can hope.
And to ask you a goofy question, since you brought up Willie, have you tried his ice cream flavor?
Willie has an ice cream?
Yes.
What is it?
Ben and Jerry's gave him a huge popular one. It's like addicting.
My favorite too. My favorite, stoners all like the same thing.
We actually went on the Colbert Report and had an ice cream on.
Nice. I will.
I'm really tired,
So you've had songs in various movies, television shows, things like that. As a fun question for you, is there, if you could make your music the soundtrack to any movie, which would it be?
It would be the Treme series, actually. That's why it was such an honor to be in it and to have an episode named after our song from Canal Street and to have John and I get to sing our song together that we wrote together, because I really love that show. It makes me cry, it makes me laugh, it makes me feel like it's peeking into my own life. And I am so grateful because that would be my first wish is to actually get my music in Treme.
So you do feel it's an accurate portrayal of
Yes, very much so.
I mean, I know the critics have been praising it.
They're amazingly accurate. They're amazingly spiritually correct in how they're treating musicians and trying to pay them and trying to make sure that musicians own the rights to the songs